Good morning everyone. My name is Abhay Singh and I welcome you all in today's video analysis of the Hindu. Today is July 24th, 2024 and today is a very important day. So the whole of the discussion will be pinpointed. The whole of this particular discussion will be this have a theme, not a theme actually, but this whole session will be focused on the annual budget which was presented by our Honorable Finance Minister Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman. Yesterday, so on 23rd of July 2024, the annual budget for our country was presented by the Finance Minister Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman. Now, let's look at the few important aspects of this particular budget. So, let's start with the budget. Ms. Sitharaman proposed income tax rate cuts worth up to rupees 17,500 a year, putting an extra 1,458 a month in hands of the state taxpayers and hiked standard deductions for salaried taxpayers and pensioners by rupees 25,000 and 10,000 respectively. So this is a kind of positive news. This is kind of positive news that people who are from middle class, they will have an extra of rupees 17,500 because they will save this particular amount after the introduction of new tax slabs in India. Now she also vowed to spend rupees 2 lakh crore over 5 years on five schemes are part of the which are part of what she called the Prime Minister's package aimed at spurring jobs and imparting skills to 4.1 crore youth. So this is another important news related to budget that government had allocated rupees 2 lakh crore or government will spend rupees 2 lakh crore over the next 5 years for providing employment and providing skills to the youth. Government will spend the exact amount rupees 2 lakh crore and it will provide job opportunities and skills to 4.1 crore youth. This 2 lakh crore will be spent over five various schemes over a 5 year of time. Now, this marked a shift in strategy or rather a frenetic changing of lanes ahead of a round bound as drivers in the capital are prone to do. From the previous government's preferred reliance on letting multiplier and trickle down effects. This is not important. We will see what things are important for us. Now look at the theme of this particular budget. theme of the theme of the budget at a briefing after a roughly 90-minute speech which appeared to acknowledge and began addressing the perceived disenchantment among specific voter groups like the salaried class, the farmers, and the farmers. Now, Ms. Sitharaman made it clear from the overarching theme of the budget was employment. So the theme for this particular budget was employment. Now, employment here used as an acronym. Employment has been used as an acronym, and what does this acronym mean? The theme was spelled out: employment, education, micro, small, and medium enterprises, productivity, land opportunity, youth, middle class, energy security, new generation reforms, and technology. So basically, this is the full form of employment. This is the full form of the acronym employment. Now, the whole budget was centered on these particular topics. Her speech referred to employment 23 times, up sharply from three mentions in the budget in the world in 2023-24 budget. So basically, this is the whole idea of this particular budget. The major announcement that was made that government will spend over 2 lakh crore over the next 5 years over five various schemes to provide skills and opportunities to 4.1 crore youth of this particular country. Again, this is the main highlight of this particular budget, and the main theme of the budget was employment. And what does employment stands for? So employment stands for employment, education, micro, small, and medium enterprises, productivity, land opportunity, youth, middle class, energy security, new generation reforms, and technology. Now, this is just one news that is related to budget. We will see more such news headlines. Nitish hails budget as Bihar gets rupees 50,900 crore. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Tuesday announced development projects worth rupees 58,900 crore for Bihar in the union budget. While rupees 26,000 crore will be allocated for road projects, a 2,400 megawatt power plant will be set up in Paripanti at a cost of rupees 21,400 crore and 11,500 crore will be used for flood control. So basically, Bihar was demanding for a special status from the central government, but central government has denied it denied it with the folded hands that they cannot provide special status to the state of Bihar at this given moment. But again, they have provided a financial assistance, or they have provided rupees 58,900 crore to Bihar, and out of this 58,900 crore, 26,000 crore will be spent on the various road projects, and 21,400 crore will be spent on a 2400 megawatt power plant, and 11,500 rupees will be 11,500 crore rupees will be used for flood control. So this is the allocation for the Bihar. The Bihar got 58,900 crore rupees in the central government's budget. Now, the another important news is from Andhra Pradesh. Why? Because these two parties, these two states, are the ally of National Democratic Alliance. So, getting to know what these states have got is very important. The union budget spells a boost to Andhra Pradesh with a special financial support of rupees 15,000 crore for developing its capital Amravati. Besides assistance for the Polavaram irrigation project grant for backward regions. So basically, this is coming all the way from Andhra Pradesh. This Andhra Pradesh had got rupees 15,000 rupees to build its capital Amravati, and also it had got some financial assistance for Polavaram irrigation project. So this is kind of important for both these states, Bihar and Haryana. Bihar has got rupees 58,900 crore rupees, whereas Andhra Pradesh had got rupees 15,000 crore dedicated for the development of the capital Amravati, and it will also get some sort of financial assistance for its irrigation project Polavaram. Now, moving on to the next important news headline for the day: Supreme Court declines petition to cancel NEET. So basically, there was a petition in the Supreme Court. That petition was going on, and on the final day of this particular hearing, Supreme Court has clearly stated that they will not order a retest because they do not found malpractices at a mass level, and this was the stand of Supreme Court from the beginning, that if they will find any kind of malpractice at a large level or at a mass level, then they will definitely consider about the retest. But while delivering delivering this particular judgment, the Supreme Court was very clear that the malpractices did not take place at a mass level, so we cannot order a retest because it will directly affect 2.3 million students, 2.3 million NEET aspirants. So taking into account the merits and the hard work of those students, the Supreme Court has clearly denied to cancel to order a retest, and Union Education Ministry had welcomed this decision of Supreme Court, and they have said that they will release the result of NEET national eligibility cum entrance test within 2 days. So this is one important news. This whole news today, whole of this newspaper is related to budget only, so we have to pick things very smartly. What is important for us, what terms are important for us, so we will see that accordingly. Now, angel tax on foreign investment in startup next. Now, in a major respite to India's fledgling startup ecosystem, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced scrapping of the contentious angel tax on foreign investments received by such enterprises as a development that is expected to ease their funding needs. Now, this was kind of important because when in India, if a foreign investor is investing in any startup, then what happened? Then they have to pay certain kind of angel tax. Now government has scrapped angel tax because this angel tax was imposed on the foreign investment received by the such enterprises. Such enterprises here means the Indian startups in which the foreign companies or the institutions are investing. So this is such enterprises are development that is expected to ease their woes. Ms. Sitharaman introduced the measures stating that it would help bolster the Indian startup ecosystem, boost the enterprise spirit, and support innovation. The tax was introduced during the UPA regime, she said in a media briefing on Tuesday while outlining measures the India government took for the growth of the startup. So basically, this particular tax, which is known as angel tax, it was imposed by the Union Progressive Alliance government, and this NDA government has scrapped this particular tax, and this particular removal will help startups in growing faster, they will have more funds to spend. They have to worry less about various other things, and this will help in, this will create a sense of feeling that they are getting actually some support from the government directly. And this is kind of a first step towards supporting these startups. Government has already made so many policies, but again, this is important that the government in its latest budget had decided to scrap the angel tax, which was, and the angel tax is basically when some foreign institution make an investment in an Indian startup, then there is imposition of certain kind of tax that is known as angel tax. Now moving on. Now coming on to the changes in income tax slabs. Income tax slabs. Now taxable income as per current. So basically there are three categories. Individual up to 60 years. So basically the people up to the age of 60 years have to pay taxes at a standard rate. Now, then there are senior citizens between 60 to 80. They have other tax rates. Then, then there is super senior citizens who have the age who are above the age of 80 years. Now, government has changed certain tax slabs. Now there will be a saving of few extra rupees. Now, altering the structure of taxation of income under the new regime, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Tuesday revised the tax slab while retaining the erstwhile corresponding tax rates other than increasing the standard deductions. The present slab of rupees 3 to 6 lakh, that is the preliminary bracket liable to be taxed, would now be revised upward to rupees 3 to 7 lakh. The corresponding rate of taxation remained unchanged at 5%. So before the new tax regime, before this particular budget, the people who are earning between 3 to 6 lakh, they have to pay a tax of 5% now. And then a change in the change tax slab, this limit has been increased. Now people who are earning between 3 to 7 lakh, they have to pay a tax of 5%. No changes were made for individuals with income less than rupees 3 lakh who continues to draw no tax liability. So basically, in India, people who are earning less than rupees 3 lakh, they don't have to pay any sort of income tax. They don't have to pay any sort of income tax because they do not fall in that particular bracket where they have to pay the taxes. The 12 to 15 lakh slab, and for the incomes exceeding rupees 15 lakh, the finance minister said because of the changes, a salaried employee now stands to save up to rupees 17,005 in income taxes. So basically, what Nirmala Sitharaman has stated, that after the amendment in these tax slabs, a normal salaried employee in India will able to save up to rupees 17,500 crore rupees in income taxes. The standard deduction for salaried employees enrolled under the new tax regime has also been increased to rupees 75,000 from the current 50,000. So this is one major change. This is one improvement that we have to pay attention to, that the government has increased the standard deductions from 75,000 to the current 50,000. So currently government is deducting 50,000 as the standard deductions, but now it will be increased to 75,000. Furthermore, Ms. Sitaraman announced an increase in reductions in the family pension for pensioners from Rs 15,000 to 25,000. The two measures combined, she stated, would provide relief about 4 crore salaried individuals and pensioners. So basically, Ms. Sitaraman has also, uh, also announced some relief for the salaried, not for the salaried, actually salaried and pensioners individuals, and about 4 crore individuals who are salaried and pensioners will get direct benefit of this particular scheme. So this is one important news that is related to income tax slabs. And now this was about angel tax. This was about angel tax. So if, so let's look at this. Uh, Basically, a person in India who is earning uh, till 10 lakh rupees, who is earning up to 10 lakh rupees, then they have to pay like a standard deduction or standard charges of 75,000 is a one time payment, and again you have to pay 44,200 rupees more. So overall you have to pay almost 12% of your earning. So these are the different tax slabs. This if you're earning 7 lakh, 10 lakh, 20, 25 and 50. And this is the categorization if you're falling into the individual category up to 60 years, if you are a senior citizen 60 to 80 years, and if you are a super senior citizen then above 80 years. So basically these are the various classifications that you can look into. Now, unlisted bond debentures, debt, mutual fund to attract capital gains. So basically, this was the main reason why share market, was red yesterday, because government has increased taxes on long-term capital gains. That's why that was the main reason why share market was in red yesterday. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman proposed to simplify capital gains taxation in a budget presentation for the year 2024-25. As per the proposal, short-term gains on certain financial assets will henceforth attract a tax of 20%, while those on all other financial and non-financial assets will continue to attract that 15% tax rate. So basically, as per the proposal, short-term gains on certain financial assets will henceforth attract a tax of 20%. So short-term financial gains will now have a tax rate of 20, now will be taxed at 20%. Short-term uh, gains will be taxed at 20%, while those all other financial and non-financial assets would continue to attract the 15% of the tax rate. Whereas short-term gain, whereas financial gain tax is on the non-financial assets would attract a tax of 15%. Now, the most important aspect which we are going to discuss today is long-term gains on all financial and non-financial assets, on the other hand, would attract a tax of 12.5%. And this was the main reason why share market was red yesterday, because government has increased taxes on the long term gains, and the taxes was increased from 10% to 12.5%. There was an increment of 2.5% on long-term tax gains, on the long-term tax gains. Now moving on to the next important news today. So this is like that is the cause. This particular news is the cause, and this is the effect. Stocks wobble on capital gain tax plan. So basically, the stock market has a tendency that it fluctuates a lot on the day of share market. But again, yesterday it was all about long term capital gains, which left a huge mark on the share market. The government has increased long term capital gains taxes on the long term capital gains from 10% to 12.5%. So this is one important aspect that we have to understand. This news is also very important, that the government has decided to reduce custom duty on gold, silver, and other ornaments as well. Other not ornaments, other metals as well. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has proposed to reduce custom duties on gold and silvers to 6% and on platinum to 6.4%, providing big relief to buyers of those precious metals. So basically, this is a big news coming all the way from Finance Ministry, that the Finance Ministry have decided that they will reduce custom duties on gold to 6% and also on platinum to 6.4%. Now, as per the proposal, duty on gold bars has been cut from 15% to 6%, gold door from 14.355% to 5.35%. So basically, government has reduced the custom duty, or the custom duties from 15% to 6% in cases of golds. In case of a gold door, from 14.355% to 5.35%. And from platinum, for platinum, the custom duty was reduced from 15.4% to 6.4%, and for silver bars, it was reduced from 14.35% to 6%, and for silver door, from 14.35% to 5.35%. So these are the various deductions in custom duties on importing various kind of metals, whether it is gold door or silver door or platinum. So for gold, it was from 15% to 6%. For silver, it is from 14.35% to 6%, and for platinum, it is 15.4% to from 15.4% to 6.4%. Now, the significant the duty cuts would help reducing smuggling and cost the government an annual revenue loss of rupees 28,000 crore. So basically, why these duties were reduced, because in the last 1.5 year there are a lot of incidences where people are trying to smuggle gold into India because of high import duties. So government has decided that they will reduce import duties, but again this will leave This will leave a huge dent on exchequer's purse. This will leave a huge dent on government's purse because they will face a loss of rupees 28,000 crore after reducing these duties. But again, reducing the custom duties on gold, silver, and other ornaments or other metals was important because there were a lot of people in India who used to smuggle gold from the Arabian countries because the import duties in India are very high. Now moving on. So now basically this is a kind of contemporary law that is developing in India, insolvency and bankruptcy code. It is a kind of contemporary law that is developing that has that is running at a pace which no other domain is running except IPR. So intellectual property rights and IBC, insolvency and bankruptcy code are two most handsome domains at this moment. So basically, government has decided why, because in India a lot of multinational companies are coming, and also there are companies which are going bankrupt. So this insolvency and bankruptcy code basically provides a roadmap to these companies who have become insolvent, that how they have to operate after their companies have become insolvent, how creditors will get their money, how everybody will get a specific solution. So basically, government has decided that it will provide tech platform for insolvency and bankruptcy code and for more NCLTs, National Company Law Tribunal. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has proposed to set up an integrated technology platform to improve outcomes under the insolvency and bankruptcy code for achieving transparency, consistency, timely settlement, and better oversight of all resolution cases. So basically, finance minister in her budget has announced that they were thinking, or they were proposing to set up an integrated technology platform. So basically, and what is the objective of this integrated technology platform? So basically, this integrated technology platform will provide, will provide the improved outcomes in the cases of insolvency and bankruptcy code. And this particular proposal will help in achieving transparency, consistency, and other various aspects. He also said that the government would set up additional NCLTs to expedite resolution of cases under this IBC. So basically, government had decided that it will set up additional national companies law tribunals, because national companies law tribunals will be set up to expedite the cases which are related to IBC and provide quick resolutions to the companies which are facing insolvency and bankruptcy. For this particular purpose, a tech platform will be provided to IBC, whereas an additional national company law tribunal will be created. This was said by finance minister during her budget speech. So this is also very important. Now moving on. So we have already seen that the government will spend around 2 lakh crore rupees over the next 5 years to provide skills and to provide employable skills to 4.1 crore Indian youth. So basically, this is a kind of big news that is coming all the way from finance ministry, that government had decided that it will spend close to rupees 2 lakh crore over the next 5 years, or the government will spend 2 lakh crore rupees over the next 5 years of period. This particular investment of 2 lakh crore will provide additional employment to 4.1 crore people, actually not employment, but it will make 4.1 crore Indian youth employable. Why? Because this particular amount will be spent on developing skills, on improving skills, and also developing soft skills. So basically, this is a kind of allocation that government of India has made towards the employment. And this is also important, that we should make such investment, because our working age population is great. Our working age population is great. We have so many people in India who can actually work. We have one of the largest working age population in the country. Then if we want to incentivize the benefit of this particular working age population, then we have to make smart decisions. We have to take smart decisions, and we have to make smart investment. So this is a kind of a smart investment that government has made. It will spend, again I'm stating again and again the exact amount and how this amount will be spent over the next 5 years. So please keep it in mind that the government of India had decided that it will invest over 2 lakh crore rupees over the next 5 years of the period to provide, to develop employable skills in 4.1 crore Indian youth. So basically, this is important. You have to keep it in mind. Now, how government has allocated the amount to different industries and to different ministries. So defense ministry has got 4,54,773 crore. So 4,54,773 crore. Food 2,05,250 crore transferred to states. How much amount will be transferred to states? 3,22,787 crore. Home Affairs has got 1,50,980 crore. Education Ministry had got 1,25,638 crore. Tax Administration will get 2,03,530 crore. Pensions. In pensions, there will be an investment of 2,43,296 crore. Fertilizer subsidies and all these things will get 1,64,000 crore rupees. And there's the miscellaneous expenses of 1,44,477 crore rupees. So this is basically, this is the allocation of various ministries that rural development will get 2,65,808 crores. So basically, these are the various things in which government will, diverse, diverse their money. And for the interest payment, the government has allocated 11 lakh 62,940 crore rupees will be used for the payment of interest. So basically, this number is huge because we have to uh, spend 24.12 percent of our budget on the interest payment. Why? Because we have taken so much of loans. We have taken so much of loans from various international organizations and countries. Now we have to pay interest for those loans. Now this is a need of the hour. This particular step is a need of the hour because government has decided to exempt custom duties for the three cancer treatment drugs: trastuzumab, Drextucan, Drextucan, Oesmetrip, and Durvalumab. So basically, these are the drugs which have been exempted by the Union Finance Ministry from the custom duties. These three drugs won't be charged with the custom duty. These three drugs won't be charged with any sort of custom duty because Government of India or the Finance Ministry had exempted them from any custom duties. Now moving on to the next important aspects of today's news. So basically, this is a kind of a positive news and positive news because for MSMEs, micro, small, and medium enterprises, government has decided to increase the loan limit to 20 lakh rupees. But again, and the huge contribution of MSMEs in India's manufacturing sector has forced government to take such an important step. And what is the contribution of MSMEs? So basically, micro, small, and medium enterprises have contributed in the financial year 2022. Micro, small, and medium enterprises has contributed almost 35.4% in India's total manufacturing in 2022. So basically 35.4% is the contribution. 35.4% is the contribution of this particular sector, MSMEs. That's why government has decided the limit of mudra loans will be enhanced to rupees 20 lakh from rupees 10 lakh for those who have repaid previous loans under the Tarun category. So basically previously beneficiaries who has taken the loan of rupees 10 lakh under the Tarun category or availed this particular loan of rupees 10 lakh under the Tarun category and they have repaid that particular loan. Now they will be allowed to get a loan of rupees 20 lakh under the same scheme. The only condition is the repayment of the previous loan. If they have repaid the previous loan, then they are eligible to get a fresh loan of rupees 20 lakh. This particular enhancement is done for for MSME sector, micro, small, and medium enterprises. And why this particular enhancement was done? Because this particular sector, MSME, micro, small, and medium enterprises, has contributed almost 35.4% in India's total manufacturing output. Now moving on to the next important news headline for the day. So government had decided to, they will set up additional fund. They will set up an additional fund with rupees 1,000 crore rupees. Ms. Sitaraman also announced a pool of rupees 1,000 crore or around $120 million as venture capital funding for space startups with the goal of expanding the space economy by 5 times in the next 10 years. So basically, Government of India or the Finance Ministry had decided that they will create a financial pool of $120 million, which is rupees 1,000 crore, and this particular fund will be used. This specific fund will be used as a venture capital funding. This particular fund will be used as a venture capital funding for space startups, and then the target which Government of India has set for itself, that in upcoming 10 years, this whole finance space economy should grow by 5 times. So in upcoming 10 years, Indian space economy will grow by 5 times. And to achieve, to make this thing reality, Government of India had decided that they will create an additional pool of rupees 1,000 crore rupees for the space sector to grow the space economy by 5 times in next 10 years. Now, we have already covered this, that finance ministry had removed angel tax. So the allocation for the Manrega has been lowered down. Now we will see for the financial year 2024-25, with the budget which was introduced recently, I mean yesterday, government has allocated rupees 86,000 crore rupees to Manrega. This was a particular scheme which was launched by the UPA government. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, Manregs. This was a particular scheme. This is a particular flagship. This is a flagship program of Government of India, because this particular scheme makes sure that everybody in rural areas have this kind of opportunity where they can work for certain days in a week or in a month, so that they can easily support their livelihood. The name of the scheme is Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment uh, Guarantee Scheme, and for the year 2024-25, government had decided that it will provide rupees 86,000 crore rupees to Manregas. This may be 26,000 crore more than last year's allocation of just rupees 60,000 crore. So in the financial year 2023-24, Government of India had decided that it will provide a financial assistance of rupees 60,000 crores. So last year the amount was 60,000 crore rupees, which has gone to rupees 86,000 crore rupees in 2024-25. Now, but again, we have to see one thing, but it is still 19,297 crore less than the scheme's actual expenditure of rupees 1.05 lakh crore in the financial year 2023-24. So in the financial year 2023-24, Government of India has allocated rupees 60,000 crore rupees for Manrega scheme, whereas the actual expenses or the actual spendings were at rupees 1.05 lakh crore rupees. So this is a major difference which the author is trying to state, which the author is trying to make us think here clear, that last year the budget was 26,000 crore rupees and we have to spend 1.05 lakh crore rupees. This year we have increased the budget to 26,000 crore rupees, but again we are short of rupees 19,297 crore rupees as per the last year's expenses. But again, government will have something in its mind. That's why they have they have increased the budget to 86,000 crore rupees, but they have not increased the budget as per the last year's expenses. So there might be some ideas with the Government of India that how they will manage things. But again, this is one news that is coming all the way from Manrega, and Manrega is one of the most important scheme from rural areas. The actual spending on this particular scheme was just rupees 60,000 rupees, which is kind of a sad fact. Which is kind of a sad fact. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has allocated rupees 6.22 lakh crore rupees for the Defense Ministry in 2024-25. So basically, this is a big news that is for defense sector, that the Defense Ministry has got rupees 6.22 lakh crore rupees in 2004-24-25 budget, which is at approximately 12.9% of the total budget. So basically, this defense domain has got the 12.9% of the entire budget, that is 6.22 lakh rupees or 6.22 lakh crore. The capital outlay of rupees 1 lakh 72,000 crore will further strengthen the capabilities of armed forces, marking rupees 1 lakh 5,518 crore for domestic capital procurement, will provide further impetus to Atmanirbharta. So basically, out of this 6.22 lakh crore rupees, the 1,72,000 crore rupees will be spent on the capital infrastructure, and out of this 1,72,000 crore rupees, 1,05,518 crore rupees will spent on the Make in India project. So this is kind of important that we are giving importance or we giving priority. We are giving priority to the Made in India projects now. Budget gives fresh impetus to clean energy scheme. So basically, government of India has also decided that it will contribute more. It will contribute more towards the solar schemes, and they have decided to budget. They have decided to allocate rupees 10,000 crore rupees to 10,000 crore rupees to the solar schemes. The Pradhan Mantri Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana, which was introduced by the Prime Minister of India on 22nd of January, on the day of the Pran Pratishtha ceremony of Ram Mandir. On the same day, Government of India or the Prime Minister had decided to launch one scheme which is known as Pradhan Mantri Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. Under this particular scheme, government will install a rooftop solar panels to over 1 million households. Now, this particular scheme has got rupees 10,000 crore rupees for this year. This is more than twice the rupees 4,970 crore that was spent as a part of solar power last year. So, on last year, in 2023-24, Government of India had spent rupees 4,970 crore rupees on solar schemes, whereas in 2024-25, the amount has been increased from 4,970 crore to 10,000 crore rupees. Now this is a futuristic scheme. Pradhan Mantri Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana is a kind of futuristic scheme. This particular scheme will provide electricity to 10 million households in India, and this particular scheme will offer them to save up to 300 units of the electricity monthly, which will and end of the year, this but 300 units monthly will save their 20,000 rupees. So basically, this is important. Again, this is important. This small savings will end of the day will contribute to a bigger budget. Women friendly schemes get a push. So again, we have seen that government had decided that it will do something for women, so they have made some women friendly schemes. Now what are these women friendly schemes? The first union budget of the new Modi government. So basically, this is the first union budget after the NDA led union government came into the power. So this is the first budget. Prime Minister took oath on 9th of June 2024, and the budget was announced on 23rd of July 2024. The first union budget of the new Modi government saw a concerted effort at women-led development, with the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announcing more than rupees 3 lakh crore for schemes benefiting women and girls, and promised to look further lowering duties for properties purchased by women. So basically, these are the important announcement that are being made by the Union Finance Ministry and the Finance Minister in itself, that they have announced schemes worth rupees 3 lakh crore rupees for women and girls, and they have also made it very clear that they will reduce duties for the properties which are purchased by a women. So basically, this is an important news headline. She announced a new pension scheme named Vatsalya. So also, government of India had decided to introduce a new pension scheme for the women, which is known as Vatsalya. Now let's understand this particular scheme. What is this Vatsalya scheme? A contributory pension scheme. This will have contributions from the parents and guardians on the child attaining the age of majority. The plan can be converted seamlessly into a regular national pension system account. So basically, this is a contributory scheme. Now, what is a contributory scheme? So basically, the parents or the guardian has to contribute till the child attains the age of 18, or till the child attain the age of majority. And after attaining the age of majority, under this particular scheme, which is known as Vatsalya, their parents or the particular child can convert this particular plan into a national pension system account, which can be very beneficial for that particular women. Again, the investment or the contributions has to be made by the contributions has to be made by the parents and the guardians, and after attaining the age of majority, the plan can be converted into a national pension system account. The announcement include the setting up special working women's hostels and creates in collaboration with industries to facilitate women's employment and promote women specific skilling programs and support for women's self-help groups. So these are various kind of steps, these are various steps that are taken by the Union Finance Ministry. They have basically they will provide skill training to the women, they will provide skill training to the women. They will also support the self-help group which are dedicated to the women's. Government of India will provide financial assistance to those self-help groups as well. The announcement include the setting up of special working women's hostels and creatures in collaboration with industries to facilitate women's employment and promoting activities. According to analysis by the Hindu data team, the allocation for the Ministry of Women and Child Development has actually seen a dip through a very marginal of 0.003%, while the budget estimates of for 24-25 is 26,992 crore. The revised estimates in was 25,448 crore rupees. So basically, but again, so this is a overall picture. So this is a overall picture. There is a reduction. So the annual budget for the women and child development has reduced by 0.003%. But again, this is not significant. The significant thing is that the government is actually identifying the problem areas. The best thing about the scheme is not about actually how much you are investing, but at the very first step is to identify any problem. So basically, government is identifying problems very smartly. Now moving on. So yeah, so this is important that Finance Ministry had allocated rupees 10 lakh crore rupees for housing schemes. Nirmala Sitharaman has announced an investment of rupees 10 lakh crore under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban 2.2, including central assistance of rupees 2.2 lakh crore in the next 5 years. So basically, after taking oath for the third the time, and after assuming the office of the Prime Minister, this was the first major announcement that the government will, after assuming the charge as the third as the Prime Minister of this country, Mr. Modi has announced that he will, or his government will build over 3 crore houses. And to achieve this particular target, finance ministry has allotted rupees 10 lakh crore rupees for Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban 2.2, and government will provide a financial assistance of rupees 2.2 lakh crore over the next 5 years period. So again, this scheme is going to provide so much of financial and infrastructure support to India, because there are only three basic demands of every human being: roti, kapda, and makan. So for makan, basically government is aiming to provide each and every individual, each and every family in this country with a pakka house. And for providing pakka house, government had decided that it will allot rupees 10 lakh crore rupees, and also provide a financial assistance of 2.2 lakh crore rupees in the next 5 years period. Again, this is one important news. Now what is the next important aspect of today's paper? So we all know that three new criminal laws have been enforced in India from 1st of July 2024 onwards. So basically, in new criminal laws, there have been a lot of emphasis which was put on and forensic infrastructure and audio visual recording of each and everything. So for basically this thing, under the budget allocations for the Ministry of Home Affairs, funds of rupees 700 crore rupees and rupees 150 crore have been embarked for modernization of forensic capacity. So basically, and national forensic infrastructure enhancement. So 700 crore rupees have been allocated for the modernization of forensic capacity, and rupees 150 crore rupees has been allocated for national forensic infrastructure enhancement program, which is crucial for the implementation of the three criminal laws that came into effect on July 1, 2024. So basically, government had decided that it will provide rupees 700 crore and rupees 150 crore respectively for modernization of forensic capacity and national forensic infrastructure enhancement program. So basically, why it is actually important, because three new criminal laws have a lot of requirements to implement them effectively. And one such requirement is that there should be a robust forensic infrastructure system in India. So to make this particular forensic infrastructure robust, the government had decided that it will invest 700 and rupees 150 crore rupees for 700 crore rupees for the modernization of forensic capacity and rupees 150 crore for the forensic infrastructure enhancement. so that we can implement also with that we can effectively enforce the criminal laws. So for this particular purpose, this amount has been allocated. So again, this budget, this article is related to budget, and this is basically the main reason why I'm not covering this particular article is because again, Union Budget 2024-25, no signs of learning. Actually, they are not comparing the budget. Actually, they are giving a judgment related to this particular budget that we are following the old trends. We are following. Again, I'm not saying that this is not important, but again, things which are important for academic purpose and things which are important to increase your knowledge are two different things. Again, this is an article which is somehow is not actually appreciating this particular budget. I'm not saying there is no need of appreciating this particular budget, but again, you have to be critical about you cannot be critical, you cannot be a critique of each and everything. You have to be a very you have to select your regions जिसे आप criticize करना चाहते हैं. But again, this particular news is not important. Now moving on, this particular article is not important because all the facts which we have already discussed, all the facts कि किस मिनिस्ट्री को कितने पैसे मिले, किस स्कीम को कितने पैसे मिले, एंजल टैक्स क्या है, लॉन्ग टर्म कैपिटल गेन्स क्या है, शॉर्ट टर्म कैपिटल गेन्स में क्या क्या इंक्रीमेंटेड डिक्रीमेंट हुआ है, अलग अलग टैक्स स्लैब्स क्या है, तो हमने फैक्चुअली सारी चीजें कवर कर ली. वी डोंट हैव टू कवर दिस. द ओनली रीजन इज दैट because of this extra phase that they have added at the end of this particular article, no signs of learning. So basically, we are not here to criticize this particular thing. We are here to, understand what are the things that can be done. Now, this whole newspaper is basically budget only. This everything is about budget. The budget will empower all sections of society, said by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The UPCM, all praises for budget. Opposition says it fills the needy. Now, see, this is a kind of thing that we have to understand. Uttar Pradesh is a Bharatiya Janata Party rule state. So they are saying that all praise for budget. ठीक है, all praise for budget. Now, states ruled by non-India parties ignored, says opposition CMs to boycott Niti Aayog meet. Now, why don't understand what kind of protest is this? That when they skip these kind of meetings, that there is a meeting organized by the National Institute of Transforming India. So in order to show their protest, in order to show their feelings, or in order to express their opposition, the opposition which is led by Rahul Gandhi in Lok Sabha had decided that they will not participate in the meeting that is being organized by Niti Aayog. So basically, this is a kind of difference that we're saying that all the states which are ruled by non-BJP governments, they are unhappy, and all the states which are which are over ruled or which are ruled by the Bharatiya Janata Party, they are happy. So I don't understand this kind of budget. Like, I don't understand the implication of this budget that states are not happy. I mean, states which are ruled by non-BJP, which have a chief minister from some other party except Bharatiya Janata Party, they are unhappy, and chief minister of Bharatiya Janata Party are very happy. So again, this is the kind of political agenda. So बजट के बीच में एक जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज आया वो क्या है? Supreme Court declines plea to cancel NEET, says no evidence to prove systematic link. So a three-judge bench, which is led by Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, they have clearly stated that they do not found, they do not found any materials on the record which suggest that there was a malpractice at a mass level. So that's why they are not ordering a retest. They will not cancel NEET, which took place on 5th of May 2024, because the future of 2.3 million medical aspirant is at stake. That's why they are not cancelling this particular NEET 2024. They will not order a retest because there was not a systematic leak at a mass level. There were few minor discrepancies, but again, because of those few minor discrepancies, Supreme Court cannot order a retest because it will directly affect the 2.3 million aspirants. And after the result, Education Minister Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan has clearly stated that the final NEET result will be announced within 2 days. So after the Keir Starmer, became the Prime Minister of United Kingdom, his new Foreign Secretary Mr. David Lammy is visiting India. He has arrived in India. So basically, this is going to be one important visit. because we have a lot of things to discuss, and the most important thing is India UK free trade agreement. So the free trade agreement negotiations are very important for from Indian perspective. International section, we don't have anything important. So basically, in Paris Olympics, Russia and Belarus are not taking part. So basically, there is an international demand that Israel should also be banned from taking part in Olympics. So this is स्पोर्ट्स सेक्शन. स्पोर्ट्स सेक्शन में आज सच कुछ ऐसा डेडिकेटेड न्यूज़ इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, बट अगेन परसों से ओलंपिक स्टार्ट हो रहे हैं, तो आप लोग प्लीज़ थोड़ा सा ध्यान दीजिएगा और सारी न्यूज़ को कवर करिएगा. जो भी इंपॉर्टेंट न्यूज़ हेडलाइंस है उनको कवर करिएगा. बाकी तो हम लोग हैं ये देखने के लिए. With this, we have completed the news analysis of 24th of July 2024. अगर आप लोगों को कोई डाउट होता है बजट से रिलेटेड, अगर किसी चीज़ से कुछ भी होता है, देन डू पंच इन योर क्वेश्चंस इन द कमेंट सेक्शन. वी विल डेफिनेटली लुक इनटू दैट. और इसके अलावा अगर आप लोगों को कोई दिक्कत होती है तो आप लोग सक्सेस मंत्रा की टीम के साथ कभी भी कॉन्टैक्ट कर सकते हैं. दे विल डेफिनेटली हेल्प यू आउट. So thank you so much for watching today's video analysis. Today is 24th of July 2024, and we will wind up our analysis with this. Thank you.